So the two idiots go to war.
That we do.
Yeah, we're in Pharaoh. Just released. I still don't quite know what I'm doing, and
Well, that's great. I have no idea.
I was about to say you haven't played one before, so
No.
here we are.
Pop my cherry.
Yeah, your Total War cherry. We have 3 different factions, and then within those factions, there's multiple leaders that we can pick. As you see, the starting situation can be easy, normal, or go all the way up to hard. So we're going to pick a character, and that's going to be the faction leader. Depending on how hard you want to start here. I mean,
well, like we're idiots, so we probably should pick easy.
Easy. Okay.
You think, or do you want to try normal?
I think we can go up to normal. I would suggest us not doing
starting on easy. Just
yeah. I've got about 2 hours of gameplay in on my own campaign, and right now the difficulty has been punishing for me. So okay. I suggest we don't go over normal. So if we stick with the Egyptians, we can pick any one of these 4. So let's see what they're about. Ramesses is called the Paragon. Driven by reckless ambition, Ramesses sees himself as the chosen of the gods, destined to rule as pharaoh. Thus he is well suited to forging ahead at full speed, achieving swift victories on his path to one day claiming Egypt's throne.
He sounds good.
Sounds good. Seti the Brute. As the direct appointed successor to his father, Pharaoh Merneptah. I don't know how to say some of these words, so this is going to be great.
Works.
The pronunciation game is ever present in the Two Idiots series. Seti has no patience for the instability that threatens the foundations of the kingdom. He is so close to power that he can taste it, and his impatience is mirrored by his ferocity.
Ooh. I like that.
We have Tasret, strategist. She's a brilliant political figure who will focus on claiming the throne if her husband Seti proves incapable of dealing with the responsibilities of the crown. A life spent battling prejudice has made her strong and resilient in all matters, be they diplomacy, finance, or war.
Woman driven by power.
Yeah. And then Amen Messi, I guess.
Amen. And sure. Sure. Let's not take him. His name's so hard to pronounce.
Far from honored by his title as Viceroy of Kush. Oh, he's the Kush King. Amun Messi stews in bitterness over his perceived exile from Egypt's court. His position, however, affords him the gold and resources of Nubia, presenting a steady supply of riches from the numerous gold mines common to the region. So we could...
He has money, but he sounds like a old bitter bitch.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of like the fur and the stuff going on here.
His outfit's kind of killer, but
yeah.
Helmet's a little darky, but
yeah, a little dorky.
You know. But the rest of his gear is pretty neat.
I like the shoulder piece thing that he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you feeling any gravitation towards one of these?
I like the gold on the last guy, but I'd like the brute number 2. I like the first guy too.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference?
I don't, and I know that's unhelpful, but
Ramesses. The first 2 are listed as easy, so I'm thinking we probably should stick with one of them 2 for the first, anyways.
Okay.
See how it goes. I mean, unless you can change the difficulty on the other 2 to easy.
Well, the game difficulty is something that we can change separate from all this. This is just their starting situation, as in how they're set up at the beginning.
Okay. Let's go with the first guy. I like his hairdo. Yeah,
Ramesses.
I like his hairdo.
Yeah, the side bob.
Yeah.
I am the rising dawn.
Okay.
He is the rising dawn, if we didn't know.
Well, he just told us.
All right, so the starting situation, there's so much information to unpack here in the Total War game. And for this one, again, I am still not extremely understanding all of the things yet because my campaign has been so limited as well. So we're figuring this out together, but I have vast experience in the other Total War games. I would not say that I am an expert player. I don't do campaigns on very hard or anything like that, but I have played hundreds of hours of Total War games and I love them so much, and I'm so happy you're here joining me on a campaign. This is very exciting.
No tutorial.
No. Tutorial.
Good.
So the situation with Ramesses is we start right here. We've got the other factions near us. Merneptah is over there. Hano, Bay. There's Seti down there. So each faction has what's called native units. They're troops belonging to peoples native to the different realms on the campaign map. So depending on your area, you could have different native units. Our faction specifically has units also, and we've got faction-specific buildings. We'll figure all this out as we go. This is just giving us an overview right now.
All right.
The local deity is Ra. And I thought it said your skin nipples, but it says your skin ripples with light.
Skin nipples.
Yeah.
Skin nipples.
Well, they
okay.
do be skinning, I guess.
They're made of the nipples.
When I'm scared, they be skinning. I don't know. So all this we don't have to worry about right now. This is a broad overview for the people that are super, super detail oriented. If they want to know before they really commit to a campaign, they can look at all this stuff. But we're not going to look at that because that's not how we do on the Two Idiots.
No, we just do.
We just do. All right. So do we want to keep normal difficulties?
No, I think we should drop it down to easy.
You want to go easy? All right.
I think easy. I think that's a smart play. I mean, not too often we do smart play stuff, but I mean,
there'll be plenty of room for mistakes, even within easy.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
So we'll see. All right. So then we'll get our game started. We will fulfill our destiny as Ramesses the Paragon.
Woohoo.
And that's the Pharaoh, I guess. The pompous prick-looking ass. Oh, look at those gold fingertips.
Jeez, styling and profiling. He looks cranky.
Dude, no one's eating all those grapes. Don't even. That's the daintiest grape grab I've ever seen. Oh, Ra wouldn't want me to eat this.
I am Merneptah.
Are you?
I think they know.
No, I am the great Pharaoh Merneptah.
Well, I can't wait to kill this guy.
10 years ago,
There was no ink
I
on there.
inherited the throne in the shadow of my father. The strong bull, the protector of Egypt.
That guy just roll his eyes.
Yep.
And beloved of Amun.
He's like, really? Every time he eats
Mighty
grapes.
Pharaoh,
Oh, I love it. He does this every time.
Yeah.
Second.
Oh! Oh! Oh, the guy's eyes.
Oh, what a tool.
Oh, no. It just winks.
What's with the chin dildo?
Egypt has flourished throughout my reign, but now I sense the eyes of Set upon me, and dark times are coming.
All after I'm spitting out a grape? What? Okay. This fucking Fight Club?
Whoa.
Shit.
What? What will happen to my kingdom after my soul slips into the eternal lands of the afterlife?
I've never watched that before, so that was a real treat.
Oh, you've never seen that before?
No, I skip it every time.
Oh, wow. That was actually really fucking good.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, shit.
I believe that would play regardless of who we picked. I think that's just an opening, like, to the game.
Okay. I don't know if it was
When
different
my
for each
father
faction.
Ramses II
this guy again.
reconquered the Sinai
The Grape
Peninsula,
King.
he made two things clear. First, our empire is built upon the stone and bronze found there. And second, we must never let it slip from our grasp again. Ramses, son of Setnacht, is yet to cut his lock of youth. Yet his martial skill and leadership surpass that of men twice his age. He guards the Sinai Peninsula at my behest, leading his loyal Magi against all who would threaten our people. One such threat descends from the north, where the rebellious...
Alright, whatever.
Not about someone from the north. I guess we
Felt
gotta go
too
fight
much
the
like
people
a
in the north.
tutorial. I had to stop it.
Yep.
Okay, so strengths and weaknesses unique to your faction. Our faction buildings are a major source of happiness. That's very important in the Total War series. Major source of high-tier units, and only the province capitals have unique buildings. So our main cities are going to be the most important ones, no surprise there. Our faction units are elite and powerful and excel at both melee and ranged combat. But the unit sizes are a little small. It's not size that matters.
Nope. It's how you use it.
Yep, that's it. We can command armies to attack in the march stance, which is great. And we can train Magi units quickly. 2 court actions per turn. That's something new to this particular entry. Court actions, so we'll have to do some intrigue there. And I think that's it for information I want to give you right now.
All right.
So we start the game. I'll zoom out so you can get a good look here. This is the entire campaign map. All these areas up here are shrouded in fog of war. The rings that you see are super important cultural faction like sections. Okay, so like if you control these things, they give some type of benefit or bonus. We are here, and no, that's Mernata. We are. I lost us. Where are
Egypt.
we? Great start. Okay, here we go. What the hell?
Destiny calls me, and I am
Alright,
compelled
Yeah, we're
to
the
answer.
Ramesses, yeah.
Alright, so that's where we're at. We're surrounded by all these other factions.
Glory
And then to the
fortune
south, it
abound.
expands all the way down here.
Holy shit.
This is one of the smaller Total War games, if you can
Oh,
believe it.
wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's pretty fucking huge. So, under our control, we have Nebgehes. We have Nekhel. And we are currently starting the game at war. We have somebody in our territory. This is
Prod me again. I
Hano.
dare you.
And he is with the Sukkot faction. The army strength is listed here under the character icon. He's got 5 units. Depending on how close we are to him, we'll get more information, such as the number of troops. That's currently a question mark. The red bar indicates the health, like how healthy the unit is, and that'll coincide with the unit number. The icons here tell us what kind of troop they have based on their
My
weaponry.
dynasty will be eternal.
And then on the left side of the screen, we get a more enhanced detailed description of their armor, morale, melee attack, defense, all that kind of stuff. So every unit has so much information. Things listed in green are positive things about the unit, and in red, like here, the archers have poor morale.
Okay.
So they should break if we attack them earlier. Nikel is ours, and this stronghold is ours, an Egyptian way station. Something new to the game as well. There's, again, so much information. I'm going to try to be as brief in the descriptions as possible. The borders of our area, as you can see, go pretty far, but once the green and the red clash, that goes into enemy territory. So Nickel is a pretty big area, all of this.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
live in an age of prosperity.
Now, Ramesses has 8 units currently under his control. 2 javelin men, proper archer, infantry, and then swordsmen and some militia. But we outnumber Hano
No one
8 to 5.
moves me.
So we are
The
meant to
future
start
of
this.
Egypt.
I want to stop the characters from talking. Can I shut them up? We're meant to obviously initiate this battle here against a smaller force.
All right. Let's
So let's go
stomp
ahead.
some ass.
All right.
Witness, gods.
So the pre-battle options here, it shows us the balance of power. It's heavily in our favor right now. We're attacking Sukkot. Tells us the terrain. We have the option to fight it, to auto-resolve, and up on the very top, our general predicts a decisive victory with low casualties for us and high for them, or we can retreat and get out of it. So we're going to hop into your very first Total War battle.
Oh, we're gonna stomp some ass.
So it shows us a brief outline here of the map that we're going to be playing on and the terrain. And this will change based on where we are on the 3D map of the world.
Okay.
So if we are in a forest on the big map, it's going to put us in a forest in the battle map.
Well, if we're in the forest, we got Kelvin and Virginia on our side. So we're good.
Yes.
Ooh, sweltering.
Yeah, so something that some of the Total War games do is like these weather things here as well. So we have the option, because we're initiating the battle, we can either wait for another day and see if that'll change. Let's try to do that and see if we can get something with no current weather, with no negatives. The forecast says no changes. Let's try again. There we go. Current weather, it does not affect the battlefield.
All right.
Luckily, we did not get this sandstorm right here, because that would have been really bad.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, so let's try it. We got a clean day to fight over. The pre-battle deployment shows we can only put units up to this yellow line. They can only
Let
put
us hope
units...
the sand buries our foes.
Yeah, sure. They can only put it up to the red line. So we can't get too close, like, right off the bat. There's no, like, rushing them. There are some troops in the game that does what's called vanguard deployment, which means they can go over the shadow line by just a little bit.
So they have just a sneaky little bit ahead.
A little bit, yes. Not too much. Now, Ramesses is an archer unit with our general
Warrior
here
of
by
faith.
default. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clump together him and the other archer
I never
unit.
miss.
If I hit Control 1, it now locks them into a group by themselves.
Okay.
Do the same thing with all of our infantry. Our melee units are going to be Group 2. Then our javelin men will be Group 3. The reason I'm splitting the javelin and the archer guys is because their range is vastly different.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So the javelin
I
men
can achieve anything.
and the archers.
Swordsman.
I'm gonna put archers over. Or no, hang on. I have our infantry.
bloodshed.
Infantry I'm gonna spread and put up here. Archers, including Ramesses, on the left. Javelin men
Javelins ready.
on the right. So we've got archers on the flanks. I'm gonna give you a look at the units as well.
We'll bring Canaan to
Zoom in.
heel.
If we can ignore the yellow line. These are our archers.
Okay.
Some of the models look the same, but this is how low to the ground we get.
Nice.
This is Ramesses' units, and these archers look a little better. They've got some better headdresses, and here's Ramesses himself.
Okay. So his squad's a little more fancy.
Yeah, the general's bodyguard is an elite unit, so even if the rest
We
of
have
the
more
guys that we
slingers.
have, even if all of them are just rabble, like these guys have just the regular sandals, some furry shields. I don't know how well those are going to do. Let me see. The militia, these guys, oh yeah, they just have a club with a ball at the end of it.
Oh, nice.
Some of them are a little bit different.
We'll rain javelins down on
They're
them.
wearing towels. No armor, of course. So the militia is one of the worst units in the game. They're not very effective.
They're just straight up brawling, throwing fucking you know,
They're
throwing hand.
clubbing.
They're not. Yeah, they're going out clubbing.
Yeah. The javelin infantry, they're going to be launching these. These are just ranged units to start. Once they run out of ammo, they can engage in melee combat, but they're not effective that way, so that's going to be a last
The
resort.
desert is a familiar friend.
I like the horned helmets. Cool.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I like these guys. All right.
All right.
So let's start it. The two icons right here show us that they are moving fast. If there's only one of those arrows, that means they're moving at a regular rate. But we are the aggressor, the
Eager
larger
for
army, and they are coming up on us pretty quick. I'm actually going to spread out our infantry units a little bit more if I can and move them up.
Infantry moving!
I'll bathe in Canaanite blood.
They're a bloodthirsty crowd.
Laundry.
Swordsman!
How's the sound for you?
It's good.
Good. If I hold spacebar, I can see unit banners and icons.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna pause it for 1 second to show you this. So it'll show me clubs, swordsmen, archers, javelins. These are our guys. If I move forward, I can now see what they have. Axemen on the
Okay.
right, swordsmen in the middle, archers, and then another one here. So our setup of having our ranged units on the edge looks to be in our advantage, in our favor, because they're not going to be able to counter that on the sides.
No.
We will get hit by their archers first, but if we move our men up quickly, then they'll engage very fast with these guys.
Give them enough chance to do multiple volleys if we get on top of them.
Yes. The icons that you'll see up here, or the bars rather, red is going to be health, the white is going to be morale, and then the yellow is going to be, what is that? I think, like, I don't know if it's, no, oh, the yellow is the ammunition. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Those are the ranged units. Yellow is ammunition.
Right.
And then how fresh they are, like the legs, shows freshness. That will wear down and go into tired and then exhausted and stuff like that. Obviously, those units are going to fight less effectively based on how fresh or tired they are. And then the shirt over there is the armor, and that will wear down over the course of the battle as well.
Okay.
So units will become more vulnerable as time goes on, as the battle goes on. Makes sense, right?
It does.
All right. So I'm going to unpause it. And let's start moving some
I can
units
achieve
forward.
anything.
I want to put these two guys on the general unit.
Break them.
Our other guys
Swordsman!
going to move forward, but not engage just
Get
yet.
moving! Into position!
Tell our archers on the left. This moves very quick. Our archers are going to start peppering their militia. Our javelin men.
is true.
Okay, here we
Gonna
go.
go after their axe crew.
Yep. Their archers are retreating, so we've got two units fighting their general right now.
Break them!
I'm going to tell our militia to charge.
Oh, I'm
their
gonna
militia.
backflank them. Nice.
Yep. And our javelin men immediately open fire. Alright, so now they're engaged. And now our javelin men are hitting them from behind. That's even better. They're retreating already.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah,
get our
we're-
javelin men,
Never back down.
bring them back up.
Soldiers.
We'll let our
you
militia
can.
chase their militia. I'm not worried about losing that unit in the heat of the battle here. Made a mistake as our guys are getting peppered by the archers. Let's bring them back into the
Glorious
fray.
combat!
Bring our archers up.
Blacken the sky!
We decimated one of their units already. Their militia only has 3 men left surviving. Look at the bodies.
Holy shit.
It's so quick though, because as you can see, stuff is happening all over the place, and if you're not
Yeah.
on top of it,
They must be
it's
hurting
that
now!
fast.
We have them!
Ramesses to attack this group of archers. Our javelin men are coming up.
Oh, these guys are in a world of hurt.
Oh yeah. So just like that, the battle is over. That means all enemies have routed or died. And we wipe the floor with them with minimal effort.
This is impossible!
Can you just let her play out until you slaughter everybody?
You can, or you do end battle. It depends on how mad I am, you know? Like if I'm pissed at them and I want them to die, and I'll let it go as far as I can. Another good thing too is here we have the option. Hanno, the enemy general, is pretty much surrounded by our troops, and if we let this play out, we could possibly kill him. If I just end battle, then there's a chance that he may not.
Ours is the glory!
Although now hovering over his icon, it says General recently died. So I believe we did already kill Hanno. So after the battle, we get these stats shown to us, what we deployed, what we lost, who's remaining, and how many we captured, if any.
So we deployed 910 and we lost 49.
Yeah.
Shit, that's all right.
Almost a 10-to-1 ratio as far as what we lost and what they lost.
Nice.
On the left side of the screen, and on the right as well, but on the left is, so I'll use that as the example. The skull and the numbers shows how many people those units killed. Ramesses himself killed 100, or not himself, but his unit, rather.
Killed 108.
108, yeah. The other archers, 90. And then javelin men, not too much. Our infantry did pretty good work. These guys really overperformed. They killed 85.
Shit. They're beating ass.
Yep. So we did rather well. We destroyed Hanno. Hanno was killed, and his unit was disbanded. And there's not many of them remaining at all, and we captured some too. So now we have the option, 3 of them. We can be merciful, and we can basically sell the survivors that we captured and get a little bit more in our treasury. The icons up here is food, stone, wood, bronze, and gold. So we currently have income in 3 of those categories. So if we ransom them away, we get a little bit more food.
Okay.
We can kill them now and give our units plus 8% morale. Or we can make them slaves. And then we can replenish our own units by 8% as well. Take on the survivors. So in the early game like this, making them slaves and replenishing by 8% doesn't do too much. We only lost a handful of guys. I don't think we need to worry about morale right now.
No, I was going to say morale should still be good because we just stomped some ass.
So we can be merciful and ransom those guys away and get a little bit of a boost to our food.
I think that's a smart decision.
All right.
Tell your peers to fear me.
All right.
The gods have blessed me.
So Santa or
Destiny
Hanno,
calls
he was
me,
the guy from
and I am
Sukkot
compelled
right
to
across.
answer.
Can we go in there now after we just killed him and take over that land? Is that ours now?
Not yet.
Or that's just one of their little armies.
We fought one of their armies, yeah. He was just
Okay.
the general of that particular army.
Okay.
He may not have been the faction leader, I'm not sure. But on the way, we could follow this road up. There's an empty outpost site. They don't have anything there. We can get, right now, our movement, which is highlighted in yellow, because I have Ramesses selected. We can get all the way to Sukkot and try to take it over right now. If I hover over it, it shows us the garrison strength on the screen is 5 units. And Ramesses currently has 8, and they're just about at full strength because we took almost nothing for losses. So we can attack Sukkot, and we still would outnumber them. And I don't see another army nearby.
That could come in and flank us or...
Yeah. So it's still our turn, and we could very well do that if we wanted. Before we do, it's important to upgrade. Ramesses, through that battle, gained enough experience to level up to level 2.
Oh, nice.
So if we click him, another super complex screen. It's the character screen.
Lots of numbers and buttons.
Lots of numbers. There's so many numbers. So the easiest way to explain this is when you level up, you gain a point for your competencies. This is each Total War does this a little bit differently, but you level up all your generals through experience, through battles and stuff, and you can make them better in certain ways. You have the choice. So if I put a point towards this one, presence, it lowers the upkeep of this army. So it takes less money to keep the army going. right? 'Cause
That's
every unit costs food to keep going. We have to feed them, and some of them cost bronze for their weapons and armor and stuff like that. So if we lower the upkeep, that means that we can get better units, and it'll cost us less to keep that army full strength and going. Fortitude in this game will provide plus 2% replenishment to the army. So if we take losses, we'll get our guys back faster. If we are in friendly territory, we don't have to be in a city, just in our own territory, then our units will replenish naturally every turn.
Okay.
So that's a big thing that is important. And then Ardor in this game will give us plus 8% movement on land and at sea. So either one of these could be super beneficial to us. It's just a matter of how we want to distribute those points. And then all these icons down here, they have different requirements to unlock them, but they're basically titles. There's 4 total available based on the rank that we are. And those titles give us bonuses as well. So for this one, it is available because we have 3 points in this category. It gives us recruitment rank plus 2 for this army. So every unit that we recruit to add to this army will come in with plus 2 experience already instead of being brand new.
Shit, that's good.
That is good. And the Sheridan units, it gives them the Vanguard deployment. We talked about that a little bit.
Yep.
But that is very specific. It's only to that one unit. So we could do that. I say we do because we've got an empty spot and there's no downside to this. So let's grab that. And then what do you think for competencies? I'll let you drive the boat here.
I like the first one for the fact that it takes us less money to upkeep the army. I mean, it'd be nice to have what's the one that gives us the boost in replenishing.
Yep.
But we're not far from home, right? So we don't have to worry about that right off the bat.
Right. We're not very widespread.
Yeah, so I'd say the first one to me would be the smart play.
I agree. I'm glad you made that choice. We currently have 2 points in there, so right now we're at minus 4% upkeep. Doing another point will give us minus 6%. So I have hit it. Now we can close the screen. That's really important because, like I said, we have right now for the food resource plus 301. That's our basically like income almost, if you think of it that way for food. So if we go to the recruit tab down here,
Only skilled warriors should fight beside me.
this shows us the units we have available to recruit right now, either native to this area or faction specific to us. There is some difference in those units, as you can see. Faction specific on the left shows us the food and bronze required to recruit these units.
Okay.
And then on the right is the upkeep per turn, how much it costs to keep them going. Yeah. So for these Sheridan Raiders, the Javelin Men, cost 630 food, 157 bronze, which right now we're plentiful on both.
Yep.
But we don't have too much coming in. So 144 food means we could recruit 2 of these units, and it'll wipe out all the food resources we have incoming.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Because of the upkeep, yeah. And then the bronze is 24 per turn. We currently have 82 coming in. So if we do 3 of these guys, we're now going to start bleeding this resource.
Yeah, we don't want to start bleeding.
No. The native units are weaker, generally. As you can see, they only cost food to recruit, and they only cost food for upkeep. And they cost far less. So we could fill this army with weaker units and have more men. It's still going to cost food, but
more bodies to throw at the problem.
Yes.
So long as you don't hire more of the weaker units, how do I say that? If you don't hire more of the weaker units to then bleed out your reserves instead of just getting one of the faction units, which would be a better fighting group, to, I'm trying to figure out how to work it.
Well, what you're talking about is the strategic choice.
Right. You don't want to get 10 shitty units for the same price of one awesome unit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
So the choice can be made at any point to go for quality or quantity.
Well, what do you think? We're attacking the city. Does that change anything versus fighting in the open like we just did?
So for right now, with the recruit tab open, this is what's available. I can hit this. When I hit this button to recruit any one of these units, it puts our army into an encamped stance, and that means they can't move anymore. Because if you think about it, the units are going to be coming from the nearby city, and they've got to know
Right.
where the army is to get there. So we can't
Right.
move after we hit recruit units. That would be it for movement for this guy for this turn. So,
Oh,
if we
so
do that,
Blessed by the
we have
gods.
to wait another turn to get up to Sukkot.
or you just take the current army we have now and attempt.
And we can try it now, yeah.
What do you think?
I think
You're
right
the-
now we're in the position to take it. I think with no enemy army in sight, we've got them pretty much at our mercy. We destroyed their only standing army from what I can see.
They don't have any boats to sneak in on the shoreline, and
No. No,
Okay.
they have nothing out there, as far as I can see.
so I'd say we don't need to recruit and spend more resources. I'd say we just walk in and stomp some more ass.
That's true. I think we should too. But before we do that, now I have to show you the buildings. So Total War is a series that is so complex for so many reasons. There's so much information. Resource management is king. We've got to stay on top of our income and not bleed resources. And how we do that partially is by buildings. Down here on the bottom, the North Sinai province. If you own an entire province, you get a big bonus because you have full control of the area. So we have Neb-Gehes, which is down here. That's our major city. And you can see, too, there's only 4 building slots for these 3. And there's 8 for Neb-Gehes. That is the province capital, so it gets extra building slots.
Right.
And then those can go up to tier 4, tier 5, all that kind of stuff, depending on how much we've upgraded the city.
And the more buildings and more upgrades means more resources, means more money, means more.
Yes, and
food,
also
electric for
more
armies.
units we can recruit.
Okay.
Or for this building change, military support, if I chose this building, the City Guard Station, that icon tells me it provides garrison. Provides troops within the city to defend it, so we don't need to keep a standing army in the city. It can defend itself with a garrison.
Okay, that's cool.
It is cool. It also grants a bonus to siege holdout time, plus 5% ammunition for armies in the region, and plus 5 morale. So that's a cool building to have. May not be the most important building, but that's the type of benefits that we need to look at. This one is recruitment rank for everybody. This one is recruitment cost minus 10%. Same for construction. There's so many tabs and ways that we can do this. The check mark means the building is already present here in this city. And we need to have some of these buildings to unlock recruitment of specific units.
So you need a certain building before you say get cavalry or.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Exactly
Makes
that.
sense. Makes sense.
So that
Progression.
icon, yeah, this building on the left side, it says unlocks recruitment of. It only gives us the icon, not the name of the unit. But we can see by that, those are the javelins. That's the javelin men that we have currently in the army that we just used. And we can continue to recruit them because we have this, the Sheridan Barracks. If we upgrade it, it'll unlock what looks like swordsmen and spearmen of the Sheridan variety. This building here would unlock recruitment of some type of, it looks like a sword, but it's a specific kind. I don't know the name of it. And then archers, probably upgraded archers, since this building in the chain also gives us that.
Okay.
Yeah, so the building chains are important to get different units, to give different bonuses, and then economic value, like here, resources. We already have this one, which gives us plus 30 wood income. This one gives us plus 215 food income.
That's important.
Yeah, and it's already been upgraded here to the second or third tier. It skips two.
Nice.
And that gives us plus 305 food income. This one here would give us 170 food income as well, plus 1 happiness and 2 influence in the province. So buildings, as you see, are incredibly important, mainly for units and for income of different resources. This would provide more wood if we want it, plus 20%. in this province. We have holy buildings. So it's very complex. So I'm going to try to stay in the driver's seat as far as buildings, because it would take a ton of time to deep dive into all the things that we should be doing right now. So let's see. I always want to do something for food. So I'm going to go to resources, and this building here that provides +1 happiness and +170 food income looks great to me.
Yeah, because, I mean, we already have a bonus on food with the other one, so adding another 170 is a smart play.
And thinking ahead, +170 food, we looked at the units just now that we could recruit, and the native units, the lower tiered ones, those looked like they had about 60 or 70 food upkeep. So if we do this building to give us +170, that's a potential 2 more units in an army.
Definitely, yeah.
So let's do that. We're going to order that building construction in Nebgehes. In Nikel, we have room for 1 building. But right now, in this particular game, they have what's called a workforce. There's none available because we put this building to be under construction right now. So we don't have a workforce available, despite having an available building slot. We don't have the men to do it because they're currently building already.
Everyone's in the gas fucking pounding stone.
Yeah. It shows us the happiness and what factors drive that. Currently, taxes are -6, and buildings are only giving us 1 happiness. So the change is coming down. They're unhappy. So we'll need to do something about that. We'll need to provide happiness to our people. Right now, I don't know how we're going to do it. But we need to do that because if they're not happy and it gets to a certain point, they will rebel.
Oh, shit. We don't want that to happen.
Don't want that to happen. One last thing before we get over to Sukkot is the Royal Decrees. This is, in this game, it's their version of research. I know there's so much information, and this is going to feel like, what the fuck, you know, to start the campaign.
Feels like I'm back in school.
Yeah, I know. There's so much, and I'm sorry. It's an overload.
Try it.
But the research is very important because it gives us bonuses and unlocks certain things for us. So right now, we only have 3 options available. To the right, bottom, and left. To the left is happiness +3 in the faction capital province. Yeah, we just looked at that and we need that. To the right is XP per turn +50, and that's faction-wide. That's for everybody. So all of our units and generals get +50 experience per turn. That's really handy. Down here is +influence to the entire faction. That is also handy because if we take over a territory and we don't have influence there, what that means is that the natives are not going to be happy because we're not part of their native faction. So with low influence, they're more likely to rebel also. We'll lose control of a territory if we can't get influence. So everything is important and everything matters. And the choices we make are going to drive how difficult or how easy it is. XP per turn means we're going to be more military based, I would say. Happiness, which is super important, is a little more civil. And then down here, influence as well is more civil. They have red icons to show military, blue to show civil, and then when we get to yellow here, that's economical. So something like this gives plus 10% bronze faction-wide.
Wow.
Up here is stone. Over here is gold. Down here is food.
So is this a path that we have to choose and stay to?
You can choose any one of them at any time, but what the lines show us is that I have to have this unlocked to get to here, or here. But we don't have to. It's not going to eliminate these if we choose this. You know
so
what I mean?
we can do one and then later do the other, and go two ways instead of just going all one.
Yep. None of these are locked. We can get any of them. It just means that we have to have the previous one or whatever path leads to it.
Yeah, like a typical build chain.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So for right now, knowing that we've got some happiness issues at home, I'm going to suggest we do that, and it shows it'll only take 3 turns for us to complete that research.
Okay.
So let's start that going. All right, so we have a building under construction in Nebgehes. We have an army that is just about
Destined
at full
for
capacity.
greatness.
The plus sign shows that it is replenishing, and it says it's going to give us plus 16 troops per turn. It'll be fully replenished in 2 turns, but it's still at almost full strength. So
we fared out so well in that first fight.
Yeah. So now that you understand a little bit about the base economy of the game, why buildings are important, and why research is important. We fought one small skirmish, one battle. Let's get over to Sukkot and see if we can take this settlement. It also shows an important thing here is that the food icon is next to Sukkot. That shows it is a food settlement. There are resource buildings providing food in this settlement.
Oh, nice. So if we take it over...
Yeah, we'll know that we've got food options available to give us a bigger boost there. Azadi looks to be the same. Let's see if we can find one that shows something different as an example. Here we go. Hathor over here has the gold icon next to it. We currently have no gold income, so a gold mine settlement could be extremely beneficial to us. Hathor is listed with a gray background. That means they're neutral to us right now. They're not allies. They're not enemies. We don't know exactly what the detailed relations are, but just at a glance, that shows us that we're not fighting them.
Okay.
Okay. Sukkot,
we're neither friends nor foe.
Right. Sukkot is in red, and everybody else should be gray background because we're not at war with anybody else. See what I mean?
Okay.
All right. So just at a very quick glance, we can see, red means, war. What is angry? All right. So let's take Ramesses, and we'll go over to Sukkot and see what we can do.
Take them down!
His movement meter, as you can see, is draining as he goes.
Strike hard!
All right, so we've reached Sukkot. The balance of power is heavily skewed in our favor again. There is only a settlement garrison defending the city. It's 5 units. Looks like it's a unit of militia, a couple units of raiders, archers, and then the general unit. This guy's name is Balhano. If we choose to siege, that's an option here. We can encircle them instead of attacking normally. Encircling is somewhat useful. For instance, if there is an army encamped in the city that we outnumber, and we don't need to fight, but the balance of power is a little more balanced. If we choose to encircle the city, we know that if we're forced to, we can probably beat that army. But if we have the option to wait them out, we can starve them. And that means that we don't take the losses.
Okay.
So in this instance, we would not want to encircle because clearly we can smash these guys if we want to. There's no reason to do that. But if they had a few more units and it looked like it was going to be a little more costly for us to attack directly, we can encircle and try to starve them out and just drain their units over time. And eventually they will wither out and die. Or they can try to attack us and force the battle. Or we can possibly even get them to surrender. 9 turns it would take right now to get Sukkot to surrender. But there's no reason for us to do that now. I'm just telling you the options.
Right.
Just so you're aware. All right. This is a heavily skewed battle in our favor. We can fight it manually, or we can do an auto-resolve. The auto-resolve looks like a safe option. But I do want to show you what a settlement battle looks like.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to hop in.
All right.
Our last battle was extremely quick. This may go the same way, but it may be a little slower because it's a settlement battle. Showing us the outline here, you can see there is a structure there. There's an icon down here of something. We don't know what these are as of yet from this view, but this shows us kind of, okay, we've got 1, 2, 3 openings. On this side, over here, there's 1, 2 openings. Everything else by the terrain is unpassable.
Okay.
All right.
To get into the city, we need to go through those passages.
Yes. So we're going to get in here. We got the weather conditions, which looks great to attack. Let's go ahead and deploy. And now to start the battle, we get an actual view.
Your forces are ready to storm the settlement.
Thank you. Great guy. So we are on the left side of the city as it showed us the map. So there should be 3 openings. Here's 1. We can walk right in through there. 2 and 3. So these 2 nearby. If we wanted to, because of the yellow, we could deploy on the other side. But there's only one opening there and one opening here.
Yeah.
So
Definitely limits our attack options from going the other side.
yes.
Time to force them into battle.
Is there any way to take part of the troop and pull them into the other side?
Yes.
So
Because
we
the
could
yellow, we can deploy in the yellow area all around the map.
So we could take couple of the troops and put them over on the opposite side to attack that one side while the main force comes in the front.
Yes.
Cool.
And that would be very strategic for us to do that, to flank them, because they only have 5 units. They can't defend all these openings, and we wouldn't want to split our forces so much to essentially do a 1 versus 1, because what if their unit beats ours? We don't want to do that. So splitting them is great, but we don't want to split them through all 5 openings. However, we have 2 close ones right here. They could easily be flanked, and then we have one directly behind. So I think you hit on it right on the head. I want to put a unit over here. I'm going to take a militia unit, put them there, and I'm going to give them a unit of javelins to reinforce them. This is going to be our flanking attack. Let me do them as control 3 so I don't forget. Coming back to our guys, I'm going to take the rest of our infantry.
For glory eternal!
Actually, I'll take these 2.
Swordsmen!
They'll be control 1. I want to do the same setup
Why don't they face us like
for this
men?
second option. And there's no need to be this tactical in a battle this small, but I would love to do it just to show you the possibilities of how you strategize in the battle. Alright, so I'm going to do the same setup, militia and javelin. They're going to go through the second option here. These guys are going to go through the third option, and then the brunt of our force, the main guys, are going to go through the first entrance here. And that is going to be... Where are they? Oh, group 1. Sorry, I already have them. I'm looking down at my hotkeys now. 1, 3, and 4. Group 2 is going to be archers. The emissaries and the other archers, they're going to go in with the first group, 1 and 2.
Strength is power!
So 2 is already deployed.
It'd be smart to wait to deploy the flank a little later after we've moved.
Yes.
It's like the timing thing would make a difference because the AI is going to push the forces frontward, so we want them to attack our main force first, then move in the second force where they're unprepared to defend.
Exactly right. Ideally, we want to tie them up here at 1 and 2, and then come in from behind at 3.
Unlubed.
Yep.
Nice.
All right. So let's start it. Now, they have split their forces somewhat as we want them.
Yeah.
Wow, they're moving out. What are they doing? They're really doing this? They're charging?
They have nowhere to run.
Maybe not. Okay, hang on. That unit stop. Oh, no, they're moving again. They are actually charging us.
They're aggressive.
Okay,
Onwards!
so we need to rethink this. I'm going to bring our guys back over here because it looks like they've got 2 units. I'm going to move our guys at a quick rate here. Their units are coming out. I want to engage. We'll bring the raiders up there as well.
Without hesitation!
Our number 1 and number 2.
Chosen! Charge at their defenses! Archers! Loose!
Our archers are going to be shooting somewhat into our own guys. That's fine for right now. They're going to wait. Their view is obstructed. That means they're not just going to fire blind on the chance of possibly hitting our own men.
Never back down.
Alright, I need to provide cover so they can't flank our archers. They're already firing. This is really, really interesting, and I say interesting in a dumb way. For them to split their forces so much and actually come out of their
they had the defensive positions.
Yeah.
War is my calling.
Because they had an opportunity to funnel us in the small gap.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit. It wouldn't have given them a great chance, but it would have given them something.
To me, yeah, that was crazy.
So I'm going to take our archers and try to get their archers as well. If I can. Ramesses doesn't want to attack up here. They have what's called skirmish mode, and that means that they will not get close to an enemy unit if they can help it. So for Ramesses to come up here, that means he's too close to the enemy for some reason, even though they're engaged. If I disable it, we can move. But we've got our Medjay archers going after their Caribou archers, while their infantry is currently engaged on both sides. We may lose our units up here. Their infantry is tied up against ours. Our javelin men right now are not doing anything. Let's see if we can move them. I'm going to move the battle into half speed actually right now because it's a little frantic.
Everybody's split across the sides of the map.
Yep. I'm going to try to move our javelin men over. These two guys, these two archers, the bowmen, I'm going to take off skirmish mode, redeploy them as quick as I can. If I can get these javelin men over to the side, we can flank around to where we get a clear shot at the militia. Their militia are breaking right now, which is great for us. There's only 39 of them left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we pounded them very quickly. Our archers, now that I've taken off skirmish mode, have moved up, and they are in range of the enemy Caribou archers.
They're pummeling them.
Yeah. So I know it's less cinematic for us to increase the timing so much, but it gives us a little bit more of a chance to breathe in between some of these actions, because trying to explain or react in a quick way is very difficult to try to teach or talk about as it's happening so frantically fast. Let me grab our archers and have them, instead of going after their archers, which are running away. The militia's also running away, but I'd rather damage them. So I told our archers to fire on their militia.
Clean up them fuckers.
Yeah. And then,
how's their militia and spearmen on the other side holding up?
probably not very well. Yeah, their general went right into our javelin men, which is really bad because there's no way we're going to overpower him. Our militia is losing to their raiders. So we're losing the battle on the left side, routing the enemy on the right. We are breaking them, and they're running. They're routing, but they're not shattered. That means that they can run away, but once they get out of range, they're no longer taking losses. They're going to recover, and they're going to come back to try to fight us. Okay. In the meantime, now that we have infantry broken over there, I'm going to move our men up into the city. I'm going to keep the militia over here, but we're going to move up the archers and the raiders as well. If I hold space, it shows me where I've told our guys to go.
Okay.
So that's really good. So I'm going to put the archers and the javelin men in between. In case these guys come back, I want us in the city and getting ready to deploy for the control point here, the main tower. But I also want to make sure that I do somewhat protect us in case they come back this way. Which essentially means that we're going to be writing off the two units here. We just don't have the... I didn't think that they would sally out of the city.
I didn't think so either. I figured we'd be able to at least push up to split off the one attacking force, but they saw it coming.
Yeah, yeah, that was very strange. But they have evened up the balance of power by doing this, so they split off, and they are most likely going to rout our secondary force. But this is still fine for us as a result, because their raiders are now very tired and they have no armor left. So once we re-engage with them with the bulk of our main force, not only are they going to be tired, but they're going to have less protection than when they started. The general similarly is losing a little bit of armor, but he is tired now. His units have been fighting somewhat steadily. Our javelin men are somewhat holding our own. We have 75 of them still. So the health of this unit is still pretty high. They're still active, which means they're not tired. 66% armor, so they're actually doing a little better than I anticipated that they would. I still don't expect them to create any heavy casualties for Valhano here, but they're holding at least a little bit. Tying the enemy up over here is still advantageous for us because this was only a feint. This was just a flanking force for us.
Yeah.
All right, so they don't have that icon above their head anymore. They have recovered, and it looks like their militia is coming back. I'm going to turn our raiders to attack them, and we should be able to break them once again, because coming back to attack, but they are shaken, as you can see in the description.
Winded, and they have no armor.
Exactly. I'm going to hit play to speed the time back up into normal time, and we'll watch.
What do we do?
Down to 46 men. And 44, 42, 40. They're routing once again already. Our javelin men did it. And making quick work, slicing through these guys. No problem.
Oh, wow. They are dropping like flies.
16, 15, 12. Yeah. All right. So our javelin men have done it. And now there's a skull, which means not only are they routing, but they are shattered. They will not be coming back to do anything else against us.
What force is there by the... Yeah.
Archers. So I'm taking our unit of archers
Fast as you
and
can.
engaging with them as quick as I can.
Onwards.
We have 90 archers versus their 59. So an archer duel where we outnumber them should work in our favor. I'm going to let that go. We should be fine. Alright, so our militia has routed. The enemy general is still fighting our raiders, which means, yes, there are the other raiders.
Swordsman!
Clubs, arrows away.
Our militia and our Magi swordsmen are going to go into battle against them. They are very tired, like I anticipated, and they've got no armor. So they're fighting 2 units at once. We should have them licked in short order.
Nice.
I'm going to move Ramesses to their left, anticipating that their general is going to break our raiders and come back this way. Yeah, they're already broken here. Ramesses will provide any cover that we need.
Clubs.
So the other archers are gone. The one, the enemy.
We have shattered the enemy archers here.
That means they're gone. They're gonna
They're
leave.
gone for good. Yeah, they have taken so many losses. Casualties sustained.
The city will
Means
be
that they're not coming
ours.
back. So just like the militia, down to 12 units, they're shattered. The archers are now down to 19. They're also shattered. Our archers are in pursuit, but I'm going to stop them. I'm going to hold them off. There's no need.
You can bring the archers back in the city in that other entryway, and you can start a push up to that other entrance from the other side, because you know ball grabber's going to be coming back in the other way.
Yeah.
Balls in his hand.
Balhano. Yeah, Balhano.
This is
Oh,
all
yeah.
beyond repair.
So then what I can do, because their units are routing here, they're still not shattered, but they're going to be because they're surrounded.
This is impossible!
You see our guys highlighted in yellow. I can't even see the enemies without highlighting them, so they're really, really surrounded. Should be able to kill them in short order.
You know the
So I'm
thing.
going to deploy both of our units of archers.
Oh, to stop the other team, the enemy from coming back into the city.
Yes. Let's see if I
Gods
can.
have mercy.
Here we go.
Soldiers,
Javelin
move.
men over there. Our javelin guys are still holding up. I can't believe it.
Damn.
Balhano is now exhausted. And he's only got
Ooh.
27 armor.
Nice.
Our javelin men, actually, we still have 60. Balhano
Oh, shit.
only has 69 now. So actually,
Could we bring out a backup? Do we
Yeah.
have anyone to bring out to try to stomp him right out here?
let's bring out Ramesses. I know he's a ranged unit, but we do have the option of toggling the melee mode and turning him into an infantry unit instead of ranged. I say we do that. We'll go
Yeah,
general to general
And have him come right up behind him and just start chopping hits.
and have him charge. I think that's
Nice.
exactly what we need to do.
They run from
That should be
us.
fun. We have completely
Swordsman!
killed every single unit of the enemy infantry. So now, I can tell our infantry to move up and start taking this control point. We can win a battle like this in a settlement based on control points. It does not have to be by decimating their entire army. So if we get in here, if we tie them up and we sneak a unit through the back and we take a control point, then we can win the battle.
Spare me your blaster. You are fated to
Valhano
lose.
saw Ramesses coming up and he broke. Our javelin men held the entire time.
Nice.
I cannot believe that just happened.
Those guys get extra fucking slop in the bowl
On the
tonight.
march!
Yeah. Wow. And Ramesses, his unit can
Prodigy
fire
of
on the
war.
move. Look at them.
Put
Running in
these
pursuit
savages
and
down.
still shooting at
Pummel them
Valhano.
fuckers. I'll kill that fuck.
Wow. What a strange battle this was. I like that we were able to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, it was nice to see different way to set up the. Yeah, like I said, it was so weird that they come out of the city. Oh hell yeah! Look outside of there. Go get him.
Ra smiles on our victory.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Yeah, maybe. Remember his
God
unit was
save us.
exhausted. So I've
Yeah.
turned on cinematic mode. So no overlay, no unit icons, no nothing. Looks like we're at the end of the map here. I can't move any closer. Yeah, so he might have gotten away without dying.
Ah,
This says it was a close victory. I don't believe it was. But because they were able to split off and rout one of our units, that's probably why.
that's fine. I mean, they weren't shattered though. Our unit was there. They just.
I think they retreated off screen. We took heavier
okay.
losses here than we did in that first battle. But we'll get to the overview here after this loads.
The gods guide
All
me
right,
to victory.
so for that victory, we get experience. For Ramesses, we get a food bonus and a bronze bonus.
Nice.
We lost 242 men. They lost 540. So still higher than a 2-to-1 ratio. We have
They
men remaining.
lost all their men. We killed everybody.
Yeah, either through capturing or through killing them. Yes. We killed all of
Nice.
them. Looking at the breakdown in kills over here, our Medjai swordsmen did great, killing 132. Ramesses did awesome. Our militia did pretty good. The javelin men, it doesn't look as if they overperformed, but holy shit, that one group performing against their general Valhano did amazing.
Yeah. We had whenever we seen that troop going over, we thought we were they were gonna get decimated, but they fucking held up.
Yeah,
Good
that
job.
was awesome.
That was cool.
All right, so now settlement captured. We have Sukkot, and we can decide what to do with it. All right, so we're gonna occupy Sukkot,
I have earned
Yeah.
this city.
and Sukkot
The
is
gods have blessed
sacred
me.
land. If we scroll way back out, it doesn't show us that it's got a super thing in here, but I think it's sacred land for Ramesses. It says he's conquered it. It's the sacred land of our ancestors in North Sinai. So that'll give us,
Right.
I guess, a little bit of a bonus.
Cool.
Ramesses also gained an item, a recruitment ledger, which brings down the workforce cost for recruitment. That's pretty cool. We took an enemy asset, a common medium shield, which doesn't sound exciting, but we can equip that to Ramesses, and it'll give damage resistance versus missiles plus 6% to his bodyguards. So if we click him,
Destiny
he
calls
also
me,
leveled up. He's now
and I am
rank 3.
compelled to answer.
Nice.
All right. So we have all the same options as well, but the items that we just gained, I'll show you why those are important here. We have light armor equipped right now, which gives fatigue buildup minus 5% to his bodyguard. We don't have a shield equipped, so if we click that, we just picked one up, and it's available here. And that gives plus 6% damage resistance versus missiles. So let's equip that, and now... Oop. Okay, maybe I have to wait to end the turn. Can I not? Oh, he's got a bow, so I can't put a shield on there. So anyway, well, either way, that's what it would do, though. So the items give bonuses depending on what it is. He's got the bow equipped, so he can't carry a bow and a shield at the same time.
Yeah,
That's why.
that's to shoot while moving.
Yeah. So that's why he can shoot while moving, is because of this bow, and it gives him a bonus to reload speed as well. But yeah, in red on the bottom, right there, It restricts equipment in the following slot shield.
Yeah,
so I didn't
see
read
it.
that before going. But we can equip generals anyway to show you different items that we can pick up throughout the game, and it gives bonuses either to the bodyguard unit or to the army as a whole. Either way, they're very useful. All right, so we have 1 point that we can put into a competency. And to give you another another quick lesson here, so the icons down at the bottom, you see the horses here. The horse is the fortitude stat. So in order to unlock this skill or title, we need 8 stats in fortitude. And that would give us damage versus large plus 8 for this whole army. Magi units would get plus 8 damage resistance versus missiles. So, like, depending on where we are, who we're fighting, or whatever, you could change these titles out at any time to give you different bonuses.
Okay.
But these are the requirements to get them in the first place.
Yeah, see down below, one takes 4, 4, 4, and 6, 6, 6. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different ways you can go. Total War gives you a ton of options. It's really actually incredible the amount of complexity that is in this game. Now it can be simple, as in we don't really have to look at any of this shit. We could pick easy stuff. We could just go for upkeep, or we could go for replenishment if we expect him to run into a lot of enemies. Movement if we want. I think upkeep right now is still the best play. So I'm going to put a point into there.
Yeah, I agree. Because, I mean, like you said, if we need to decide to bring in some troops, we want to make sure we don't have to spend all our resources to feed the fuckers.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so we have Ramesses selected. It shows us now, because we're inside of a city, we have 2, basically double replenishment.
Oh, nice.
So this unit's going to be replenished 28 units or 28 guys per turn. It'll take 4 to fully replenish it, but that rate is increased because we are garrisoned inside of a city. If we're just sitting out in the desert, we will still replenish in friendly territory, but it'll be slower. So we get a replenishment bonus for being in the city.
Okay.
So now we can take a look at Sukkot proper. And again, in this province now, we have 3. Azadi is the last city left in the province that we don't control, and our enemy does. But this is that province overview, and this is why that provincial instability per turn is important. Because if Nebgehes is not happy, Nikel is not happy, we just took Sukkot, so they're not happy. Currently, the province is showing minus 21 in the next turn to happiness. It tells us why. Conquest is the next turn only, that's minus 15. Provincial instability is minus 1 per turn. It's still at minus 5 because it's the first time we just took the city. So Conquest will disappear after this. Provincial instability will start going down, so it's not going to be as egregious every time, but it's only at 50. And the next turn, it's going to go down by 21. So happiness is not very good right now in this area.
No, but we just finished murdering fucking a bunch of people, so I could see people being a little upset.
Sure.
You know, hey, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But hey, things are going to get better now that we're here. Things are going to get better.
They're going to get better.